In the small, forgotten town of Ravencross, nestled deep within a forest, stood an abandoned mansion known as Blackwood Manor. Stories of strange occurrences and whispered warnings passed through generations, but no one dared to approach it after sundown. Elena, a young journalist eager for a breakthrough story, dismissed the rumors. She wanted to explore the supernatural and write an exposé to make her name. Armed with a camera, a flashlight, and her recorder, she ventured into the manor one moonless night. The air inside was heavy, almost suffocating. Dust blanketed the grand furniture, and broken chandeliers swayed slightly despite the absence of wind. As Elena walked deeper into the house, she noticed a massive mirror mounted on the far wall of the dining hall. Unlike the rest of the manor, it was pristine, its glass gleaming unnaturally in the dim light of her flashlight. Curiosity got the better of her. As she approached, the room behind her reflected perfectly in the mirror, except for one detail. There was a shadowy figure standing at the far corner of the room. Elena froze, her breath hitching. She spun around, but the corner was empty. When she looked back at the mirror, the shadow had moved closer. It was no longer a vague shape, but a humanoid figure with hollow, glowing eyes. A cold chill enveloped the room, and whispers began to echo around her, unintelligible and frantic. Elena backed away, her heart pounding, but her feet felt like they were sinking. Glancing down, she realized her shoes were stuck to the floor, which had turned into a black, tar-like substance. She screamed, but the sound was swallowed by the oppressive silence of the house. The shadow in the mirror stepped forward, now no longer confined to the reflection. It emerged from the glass as if the surface was water, its form more solid but still unnaturally dark. Its glowing eyes fixed on her, and its whispers turned into a raspy, guttural voice. "You've seen what was never meant to be seen," it said. "Now you belong to us." Elena struggled to move, but the tar crept up her legs, pulling her toward the mirror. Desperately, she threw her flashlight at the creature, but it passed through its form as if it were smoke. The mirror began to shimmer, revealing countless faces trapped within its surface, screaming, crying, begging for release. Elena's reflection was no longer her own. It was one of the faces, her mouth open in a silent scream, as she was dragged into the mirror. When the villagers entered the mansion the next morning, they found Elena's belongings scattered near the mirror. Her camera captured the final moments, a dark figure looming over her as her terrified face reflected in the glass. To this day, anyone who gazes too long into the mirror of Blackwood Manor risks seeing their reflection replaced and their soul consumed.